It's one thing about this coaching search, because it's Pat and a relatively small circle around him.
Yeah.
No information's been getting out, so nobody knows what's going on.
No.
You have people throwing darts.
Sure.
Right? Yeah, a lot of people are throwing darts. I have an insider that says, I'm like going,
well, of course.
Really? Yes.
Well, you don't need an insider to see that if Kalen DeBoer loses to Auburn, I think the noise is going to get a lot louder in Tuscaloosa. There's no question about that, because he probably misses the playoffs for the second straight year. Suddenly, like, those expectations in Alabama are built pretty high. That's where I think the noise gets louder if he loses to Auburn, which, again, he may not, but that's the game, I think, that is next week that is going to have a lot of potential prospects or teams that need a coach watching. You're also going to have, I think it's at this point there is the Lane Kiffin sweepstakes. That's the other part of it.
I said
that position opens up. Suddenly you got another look for him.
I said to somebody, by the time this whole thing's over with, he's going to be a billionaire.
He's going to. Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. These coaches aren't. Well, these agents. I should say.
He's leveraging
they're not, absolutely,
they're
not stupid. They're absolutely. These agents, coaches and agents, more so agents, are not dumb. They're going to leverage everything they can. They're going to wait for the dominoes to fall, which is just like what happens in free agency. You wait for the domino to fall, then you see how much money you're worth.
Yeah. I've been saying from the beginning the target date.
Yeah. It has to be. Yeah.
And and the target date can be whatever is agreed to by Pat and whoever.
Yeah.
But I was saying, idealistically,
I think
you'd like to have November 30th.
Yeah, by the beginning of December. I agree.
I've talked to the recruiting guys over at Penn State, and they think that if they were to have somebody in place, they could salvage.
Better chance of it, that's for sure.
Not all of it, not even remotely.
No,
but they could maybe salvage half of it.
Yeah. Yeah, when you change a head coach, you're going to go through transition. Sure. There's no question, no matter where you are, you go through that. But yeah, I think there's, without a doubt, a big part of it. And if you don't have a coach in place by that mid-December, especially at the absolute worst, you're in trouble. To me, at least, in this day and age in college football, you're in trouble, and it's why it's a lot of the insiders or analysts that have made the point that you don't want to wait until the playoffs. That's correct. That's a fair point. That is absolutely right. You don't want to wait that long to name a head coach. And look, you can have the old, I got a coach in waiting on a handshake deal. I can tell you right now, the way college football's been the last 5 years, there is no way that's going to work.
No.
Yeah.
But again, there's a lot of people throwing darts. They have no idea.
No, you don't. There's a lot of things are speculation. Yep.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. Well, absolutely.
The difficult part is this: people want to know right now.
Of course they do. Especially when another team names the coach.
And I get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't matter. If we did this 2 weeks ago, they wanted to know.
Well, sure they want to know. But now it ratchets up when your former coach has another job.
But each day that goes by, people get antsier and antsier about it. I understand that. Pat's trying to make sure he's got the guy that he thinks is the fit.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And the other point we made yesterday.
I'm too patient for people.
No. Well, yeah. But the other point is that, look, these guys are still coaching. They're still finishing out their season. Pretty much any candidate you're going to have, I would think, at least 99.99% of them are coaching right now. They're focused on their own season.
No, well, that's why they have agents.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Agents think of all.
Agents. That's what I mean. Lane Kiffin's agent is, he's a genius right now.
Well, it's the same agent as James.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean,
he's a good one.
Jimmy Sexton.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. see the calendar is just ridiculous.
Yeah, they've tried to improve it and they've made it worse at times.
No, they have made it worse. Okay,
yeah, I think that's a big part of it.
You've got to. I was always for an early signing date.
Sure,
but
same.
I've never been for the dates they've picked. I don't get it.
No.
Okay? College basketball. College basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Done this for years. 30 years. Early signing period. There's only been one time I could think of where the early signing period created a foul ball, and it was because of an injury. And that was Spike Albrecht at Michigan. He's done. He's a senior. They signed the class. 8 games into the season, which would have been like 6 games after the signing date, he gets hurt. It was his hip he hurt. Well, they'd given his scholarship away because he was in his senior year. He's playing.
Uh-huh.
Well, he gave his scholarship away, and so he had to play out he wanted an extra year, so he got it at Purdue. That's the only time I could think of where it came into play where it was kind of a foul ball. I don't understand why you can't have the signing date at the beginning of August. I mean, you're around high school athletes all the time. Don't they want to have their fate determined?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, absolutely. Especially now. I think years ago when signing date was in February, not so much. But now that it's as early as it is, yeah, I think you want to get it out of the way. And
I mean, they want to be able to enjoy their senior year, knowing what they're going to do.
Yeah, you want to enjoy their senior year.
Early entry.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I don't understand why it can't be the first Wednesday in August.
Yeah,
and then have the late signing date the first Wednesday in February. I've never understood that.
No.
You've gone all through all the recruiting. These guys have made up their mind for the most part, right? Except for this particular year, which Penn State recruits backed out after making a verbal?
Uh-huh. Agreed.
Which ones?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, come on.
Yeah. And look, that does happen. So now, but for the most part, the ratio is high that it doesn't.
And in this particular situation, all of them would have been released to do what they wanted anyway.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then you find out which ones want to stay. Okay, but it's one less thing to do.
Absolutely.
Right, and if you have it early like that, and the late signing period in February, you don't need your coach on November 30th.
Yep.
Okay, you don't.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, come on. I have to. College basketball, which has its own set of faults, there's no doubt about that.
Sure.
But they've always had the calendar right. Early signing period, late signing period after the Final Four. I mean, they've done it the right way for years. How they do their tournament. Right? I mean, college football can learn a lot from what they've done. I mean, just because you're the Big Ten champion, for example, well, guess what? I mean, now, it took 1 year and they amended this. But just because you're the Big Ten champion doesn't mean you're one of the number 1 seeds. It just means you get an automatic bid into the tournament. Well, college football, after 1 year of doing it the other way, did do it the same way college basketball does. Okay. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think they got it right at this point. I think, number one, all 4 bye teams lost last year, but number 2, I think the best teams deserve the spot. And at some point, somewhere down the line, we might be long in our graves when it happens, but the NFL is going to get it right too. And a 7-10 football team's not going to be hosting a 13-4 football team.
You can't. I mean, they're going to do it 1 through 7.
Yeah.
Regardless of where you fall. I mean, in other words, winning the division means you're in the playoff.
Yeah, exactly. It shouldn't have you hosting.
Yeah, you should never be hosting if you have a worse record than. In other words,
I agree.
I know the Minnesota Rams game was in Glendale because of the fires in California.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got that. But I mean, Minnesota with the better record should have been hosting.
Yep.
Now, were the Rams a better team? Yeah, they were the better team. But the Vikings still should have hosted.
Yeah. I agree.
Technicality. But they ended up playing in Glendale, and the crowd in Glendale, to its credit, was really great.
Yeah.
This is where, but the calendar, just every time I turn around, the calendar gets in the way of what you're doing.
Sure.
Every time I turn around, the calendar gets in the way. And I don't understand why there's a lack of common sense on the part of people who run college football. And I do realize, who's a big objector to what my proposal is? High school coaches in the South. Well, I'm
Makes
sorry.
Sense.
Okay. I'm sorry, sport, but no.
Yeah.
Okay? We will do our rules that fit us. You have to go and abide by what we do. What? The high school coaches in the South aren't going to let their players go to the SEC because of the early signing date being the first Wednesday of August? Cut me a break. Hey, you got to go by what we say. Just like college football has to go by what the NFL does. Right?
Sure. Absolutely.
NFL kind of does anything it wants. Yeah. We're going to play on Saturday, same time as the college football playoff. We do what we want. Black Friday, I think we'll take over that day too. We're going to expand the season. We're going to play on Labor Day too. They do what they want. Their business. College football.
And it's coming.
College football is a business.
Yeah.
Yeah. High school football coaches in the South, you got to look at them and go, sorry, that's the way it goes. We need a calendar that works for us. And there was a late signing period, first Wednesday of February. They've got to clean up the calendar.
Absolutely.
Penn State last year was trying to get ready for a playoff game, and they're trying to get recruits, and and the whole thing. It's like, oh, mackerel. You got the transfer portal. It was already open. That made no sense. Thanks for listening to Sports Talk with Steve Jones. Catch the latest from me on the 7 Mountain Sports YouTube page. Find clips of the show on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook by searching up 7 Mountain Sports.